The message that we want to send to future diversity scholars or specifically about the service learning component of the class, is that it is probably one of the most important parts of the entire program, just because it helps you to understand the concepts and it places you in a more active role in being, a tool to social justice.
At my service learning site, the math teacher told me to help a kid of color with his math assignment because I was in the math class. And she made it seem like he was the troublemaker because he did act out and he did talk loud and like interrupt during class. But so she saw him as a lower student, and then when I did go help, he really wasn't like really what she expect. She made me feel like he was lower in education and all this stuff, but he really was. And that's what I learned on my service learning site was deficit thinking. Because when I was growing up, I didn't really see it as deficit thinking until mentoring these other students.
Honestly, the most challenging thing probably was just getting it into my schedule, like being able to get there.
The worst thing about service learning was probably sometimes not getting to interact with the kids and just sitting there and the teacher just teaching, so you're pretty much just getting lectured at too.
The worst part about service learning or the most difficult part about service learning would definitely have to be portraying yourself not as a teacher, because you don't necessarily want that like authoritarian view placed on you. So that would definitely be probably the most difficult part. Is just like to come in and not seem like a teacher.
I would have to say that my best service learning experience was just this past week when I went to service learning at Calvary, and this little kid came in, and his favorite sport was baseball, and he was only like 2 or 3 years old, and he was walking around with his bat and had a little baseball and a mitt and everything, and I read him a baseball book, and it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of exciting to see how excited kids can get about little things like that. When you're littler, when you're younger, you appreciate a whole lot more than you do when you're older.
The best thing about service learning is getting to interact with kids and seeing you as a role model and wanting to go to college, wanting to do all the stuff you do, and be successful and not let all these racial things interfere with their education.
The best way to engage with the class would definitely have to be just, I don't know, not trying to be a teacher, which I know can be difficult, but the best way to just engage with class is just to make sure that when you go to your service learning site that you're energetic and lively, and that you're just like open to these kids, because if you're open to them, then they'll be open to you.